Dee Snider and Ted Nugent have known one another for a very long time, but in recent months, their friendship has soured over differences in opinion related to the pandemic. Earlier, Dee Snider shared posts that were headlines related to things that Ted Nugent has said about the pandemic. He has said he does not want to get the vaccine, and he came down with COVID and ended up with some pretty severe symptoms. Dee Snider shared those headlines and also pointed out that Ted Nugent got sick with the caption that said, "It's just so beautiful." So Ted Nugent went on to say in a new interview with the Sofa King Cool podcast, great name by the way, and he criticized his longtime friend. He says he is expecting him to man up and give him an apology. That does not seem like that'll happen anytime soon. Here's what he said in the interview, quote, "What is that thought process? He and I have been friends. What horrible human impulse, horrible, rotten, hateful, soulless impulse must exist in horrible people to take pleasure and celebrate a fellow man's illness. It went viral across the globe where the left said I got what I deserved. How did I deserve that? Well, you called it a hoax. I never ever used the H word. I never used the word hoax. I never called it a hoax. I called Fauci a scam artist. I called Pelosi, Fauci, and Obama at the Wuhan lab with our tax dollars to cultivate a communist Chinese weaponized virus. That's not a Ted Nugent supposition. We have the footage and they took glee. A guy like Dee Snider, how can you abandon your humanity and take pleasure in another person's sickness? What a horrible, horrible manifestation of societal human abandonment. So I pray for the Dee Sniders to allow themselves to be that rotten. I expect Marxists and leftists, but not a Dee Snider and not otherwise reasonably decent people because he's a good guy. But boy, he really showed a rotten, horrible side when he did that. And it didn't impact me at all because I know that there's always been bad, nasty people. So if Dee Snider is watching, Dee, I think it was a hiccup. I don't think that's what you are. But when you're ready to be a man and apologize, I will expect and accept your apology because that was a rotten moment in an otherwise nice life. How do you just decide to be a prick one day? It's sad. Nugent went on to add that he feels it's unacceptable for others to wish ill will because they have political differences or differences at all. He said, quote, "So the little boys and girls that are getting leukemia, do they deserve that? Are you kidding me? I suppose when someone gets cancer and they keep smoking and drinking and eating food that isn't food, I suppose at some point you do deserve that because you know that's bad for you and you keep doing it. That's when you deserve something. But what kind of mindless idiot would take pleasure in anybody, even if they hate my politics? And if you hate my politics, you got to be a real dirtbag because my politics are freedom. My politics are self-evident truth based in God-given individual rights, God, family, country, the Constitution, Bill of Rights, Declaration of Independence, work ethic, law and order, the 10 Commandments, the Golden Rule. You have a problem with that? That's the foundation of America. So if you have a problem with Ted Nugent's politics, you are a bad, bad person. Whatever you label him, it's very clear that Ted and Dee Snider have very differing opinions, and it seems like their friendship has sort of strained here. As always, let us know what you think down in the comments, but remember, keep it respectful. That's your latest update from Rockfeed. Be sure to click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on future stories. Check out the recommended videos on your screen and visit rockfeed.net for more.